In this video, we are going to address some of the basics of Microsoft Excel. Hopefully this is a refresher for many of you, since many of you should have taken the CIS 110. So what I have here is an Excel spreadsheet that is opened. A couple of things I want to look at, just kind of refresh everybody's memory. So remember, if you want to change font, okay, font is up in here. Simply click on this and choose whatever font you may want, the size. Okay, so here's the size. A couple of things, if you want to change everything all at once, okay, you are going to click here. Notice everything is grayed out, and in here we can go ahead and change our font to, let's say, this. Change it to 14. Change our font color to blue. We're going to go ahead and center. Okay, a couple other things. Okay, so if you start typing within this cell, okay, notice the font size is what we had set it to. So when we talk about columns, here is a column being highlighted. Here is row 2 being highlighted. Okay, so text, let's just go ahead and put some information. Okay, so this is probably not the best of text to use, so let's go ahead and change text to something that's a little bit more readable. Okay, so we're going to add another there, and we are going to change all that to just general numbers. Okay, so reducing cells, that's how you would go about doing this. Okay, if we needed to add a new sheet within the spreadsheet, remember to make sure that you check your spreadsheet version. Most of you, if you log into your Microsoft Outlook, you should have the latest and greatest Microsoft Excel version. So if I want to add a new sheet, down here where it says sheet, I have a little plus sign. Click on that. I have sheet 2 if I want to continue more. Okay, a little about renaming. I'm going to come in here, right click, and just simply rename that to, for example, maybe this is wood. And we're going to create this worksheet, maybe use it for electrical. So you kind of see how I'm going to move some of these around or change and rename them. So let's go ahead and rename this to maybe mechanical. Okay, so let's say if we want to rearrange them. Okay, so let's say if I want electrical first. Okay, several ways of doing that. I could just pick it up, take it and drop it, move mechanical towards the end. Okay, so that's another way to rename the sheets, move them around, rearrange them. Cut and paste. Let's say if I had some information here, I wanted to cut this and right click, okay, paste it in a different cell. Okay, changing numbers. If I come in here, remember general, with a general number, we're just going to have numbers. Let's say if we wanted to turn them to, so maybe some dollar value, we need to go in here and change currency. Okay, we can change the decimal value. Okay, so you can kind of see it from here. Other things, if we wanted to merge, wrap or text. So let's say if we type something that's really long and we wanted to wrap the text. Notice when I hit wrap text, basically it put everything back in here. So again, if it's the typical cell that has not merged, okay, basically everything is going to be running into another cell. Okay, to basically merge a couple cells together. Notice what I did, merge and center. Now instead of having 3 separate cells, I have one cell here. Okay, if you want to change the color or add a color to the cell, if you want to add a pattern, a lot of things you can do by using the right click, go to format cell, and within here you have a number of items that you can change to. For example, border, okay, fill, what type of fill do you want, color, do you want a pattern. Okay, so you can notice here you can change your fill, various different ways to go about that, and there's a couple patterns, so you can kind of see how you go about doing this. So this is just an example of some of the topics that were covered in chapter 3 to save, file save as. Okay, you can come through that way. If you wanted to rename, let's say, this worksheet, okay, or this workbook, basically you can come in here, do a file save as, okay, and then place it. For example, we're just going to put it on the desktop, and we're going to call that book 1. Okay, if we wanted to rename that, we can go to file save as, okay, and go back to where we saved it. Okay, notice book 1 is here. If we right click that, we can also rename it to, let's say, if we wanted to call this wood calculation. Okay, and then we just type it in, and yes, we're going to get this error message because we have the Excel document open. That's why we're not able to rename it. But let's say if you were not opening that workbook, you should be able to rename it. Okay, so this is just how to go about renaming. Okay, so check it out. Make sure you go through chapter 3 to follow and read it carefully. Practice some of the exercise that it's being noted, because you will be using Excel quite a bit for this class.